For most people, laundry is a dreaded chore. If you're tired of the piles piling up and your machine groaning under a heavy load, this entire video is gonna help you cut your laundry in half. In fact, dare I say, maybe up to 80%. These laundry hacks are gonna help you never spend hours doing laundry again. If you feel like you're spending hours searching for the socks through the piles of your laundry, this first tip is gonna be a game changer for you. So you're gonna head over to Dollar Tree and you're gonna grab one of their mesh bags. I believe they come in a 2-pack. These mesh bags are gonna be the savior of no more lost socks, no more sock monster eating your socks and wondering what happened to them, and no more spending hours searching for socks. So what you're gonna do is, for each person, you are gonna create a sock bag. And so each person, when they're done with their socks, they're going to put them in their own sock bag. And then you can just wash them as is, and you can get them right out the dryer, and no more searching for those socks. Now, the neat thing about these mesh bags is they actually have a little bit of an elastic part right here. But I'm gonna show you a little trick on how I use this to help me keep these organized and so they don't get lost, and so that it actually happens when I'm asking my family to put their socks inside. So the second thing that you're actually gonna need to pick up from Dollar Tree is these little carabiners. So the trick is you're gonna add this carabiner to the elastic side of this, making a little bit of a loop. So now you've got a little hanging mechanism so that you can hang this on the side of each laundry basket. So in this case, my son's laundry basket actually has a little bit of a handle here, so I can hang it from this area here and it'll hang just like that. If you have a plastic basket, you can loop it through one of those holes, or even if you don't, it'll still stick on the corner just like so. Whether it's sorting laundry before you started or sorting laundry after it's dry, you're still spending several hours doing that. And if you've got everyone's laundry mixed up, it could just take forever, and no one enjoys that. So this next tip I want to share with you is to make sure that you create a laundry sorting system that works for you. My preferred method is to have one laundry basket per person. Now here in my daughter's room, she has her own laundry basket where she knows the routine is that she puts her dirty clothes in every night before we take a shower. But that's not the only way that you can actually create a sorting laundry system. Maybe you do like washing everyone's loads together, but you could have maybe a color-coded laundry system. So maybe you have a blue bin and a white bin and a yellow bin. In each of those bins, sort the items such as the yellow bin is only for towels and sheets, the blue bin is only for dark clothes, and the white bin is only for white clothes. Think about a laundry system that's going to work for you to get everyone involved in creating that sorting factor for you to reduce your time. And then you can do the same thing in reverse when it comes out of the dryer. So this has been my ultimate decluttering hack. So inside my laundry room, I actually have a donation bin here. So every time I do a load of laundry, anything that I know that's not usable, not going to be worn again, or has been outgrown is going to go into this bin so that I can either just take it straight to donation and or sort it for whatever it is I'm going to do, if I'm going to resell it or whatever, but I'm taking it out of the laundry bins so I'm no longer washing stuff that we don't need anymore, which tends to happen when you have kids. You kind of wash it and you forget about it, and then it ends up again in the bigger loads. But it's been an awesome streamlining system for me to declutter clothes regularly. And since I declutter on a monthly basis, because I have an annual system that I do and I break it down by each month, this has streamlined it for me. You can also create this inside your bedrooms, and in every closet, you can have a separate donation bin. The point is, create a donation bin that you can regularly put in clothes after you finish the laundry. One of the things that you're going to want to look at on this next tip is look at your inventory. How much inventory do you have on your towels, your kitchen towels, your bed sheets, things like that? Those little details can help reduce your laundry by even 50% or more. And here's why. If you have a household with multiple people and you've got, let's say, 5 towels for each person, or maybe 40 towels in the household, that's a lot of towels. Not to mention the amount of overworking power that puts on your washing machine, because heavier loads really work our washing machine. Now, I did another video, which I'll put here, and I talked a little bit about reducing your sets to maybe 2 per person. Now, this is my personal preference, but if you're someone that's struggling and you're thinking like, I'll never get to the end of these piles, consider trying out that method, or just reducing your piles in general. Having 2 set sheets for each bedroom, or having 2 sets for each person for towels, maybe reducing your kitchen towels by no longer having things for each season or different colors, things like that. Now, we're talking about reducing sets, but what about reducing the amount of colors you have? This was life-changing for me. Reducing the amount of colors you have in different areas of laundry has dramatically changed my laundry system. The amount of colors of, let's say, towels that you own or even sheet sets that you own can increase the load piles that you're going to actually be doing. So if you're looking to reduce your loads, I suggest looking at the colors of the things that you have in your home. So kitchen towels, maybe we go through all beige, maybe you make them all white. Maybe your bath towels are now just all white or all blue. But reducing the colors can significantly reduce the amount of loads that you're going to get through. Now this one's going to be controversial. So there are a lot of people out there that still have that belief of what we grew up with. You must separate every color. So you have your whites, and then you have your lights, and then you have your reds, and you have your blues, or you have your darker colors and you have your lighter colors. And either way, we now live in a day and age, which is amazing, that we have high efficiency washers that actually reduce the color bleeding and adjust for us and adjust the water for us and have color safe, fast kind of detergents and all kinds of neat little things that we can do, which helps us reduce our laundry. So if you are mixing your laundry and you're thinking, okay, wait a minute, I need to separate now by colors, by lights, by darks, you no longer need to do that. I will suggest to do a light and a dark and a white, worst case scenario. Otherwise, you could do all of them together with cold water and all the efficiencies that we have and the modern technologies that we have. You no longer have to have 10,000 piles of separated colors. But speaking of separation of colors or having smaller loads, I want to show you a trick that I did with my kids that has helped tremendously. In this household, well, the kids no longer have white socks. I just made it simple. I still have white socks. My husband still has white socks. But for the kids, I got tired of the scrubbing and then the stains. And maybe when they get a little older and they're doing their own laundry, we can go back to white socks. But if you're struggling and you're tired of all the extra socks or maybe spending hours trying to get the stains out, I highly suggest that you go to gray. So these are some of my son's socks. They're a variation of gray, which has significantly reduced the amount of laundry that I have to do. I may have one tiny white load for my husband and I mean, and it's so tiny, like it doesn't even fill the machine. But ultimately, the goal here is to reduce these laundry piles, right? But one of the ways that you can reduce the laundry piles is actually reducing the type of clothing that you're buying that leads into your home. So one of those things are those dark blue jeans or any of those materials that actually bleed colors. So those kind of clothings that are saturated with different dyes, they come with a whole pre-wash. You've got to make sure that you wash them before you wash them regularly. They end up costing you more time because now you're spending more laundry detergent, you're spending more wash time, you're spending more money on water. And especially if you're in motherhood season with young kids and you've got a lot going on and we're chauffeuring kids around and we're trying to keep the house, you don't have time for it. We just don't have time for it. And who wants to add additional piles to the stuff we already have? So just stay away from them. Stay away from those high maintenance clothes that are going to require you to make extra separate little loads in order to get the task done. If you find that you're finding time to try to create a separate load for those things that get too wrinkly, here's the next step for you. Avoid those clothes that require ironing. Now, I will say, I have a caveat because I still iron my husband's shirts. I still have a few things that I will iron, but I think that kind of comes from my Latin background. My grandmother used to have this huge thing about walking out of the house being pressed, making sure everything was nice and neat. And she even had like a Spanish saying for it that the iron was going to chase you walking out of the household. And that's like ingrained in me. But I will tell you, times have changed, at least in my household. For the most part, I avoid any clothing that is going to require me to have multiple ironing sessions. The simple reason for that is because I'm choosing efficiency over all the extras. So for example, I like these kind of material shirts, and I've got other material shirts that my son and my husband use that even if they're going to dress up and they're going to wear a collared shirt, I prefer to buy materials that have the wrinkle reducing or no wrinkle effect on it. So I no longer have those separate piles that I need to wash. Well, the video is going to look a little funny here, but one of the mistakes that I always made is when I was in the kitchen, I never put an apron on. And I still make this mistake, and maybe you do too. And then what ends up happening? You're cooking over the stove and you get splattered with grease. Or you're washing dishes and it gets dirty here, and then you get stains here. So one of the tricks that I want to share with you, especially if you're a busy mom, is make sure you wear an apron around the house. So whether it's with your cleaning tasks, maybe you're cooking over the stove, you're washing the dishes, even if you're doing laundry, anything like that, try to wear an apron and or try to cover your clothing, or just wear a junky shirt when you're doing things around the house. Because I'll tell you, I've run through so many shirts, and even though I know this trick and I tell everyone else how to do it, I still fail to do it. But it has changed when there are certain things that I'm like really careful with. But I've been able to save some of my shirts and reduce the amount of laundry that I have to do without having to scrub for those stains and things like that that I was able to avoid. Now, I did talk about creating a capsule wardrobe in one of my other videos, which I will link up here as well. But it's saying decluttered with kids. But a capsule wardrobe is something that I use personally for myself, my husband, the kids, everyone. And it's by reducing the amount of clothes that you have and making sure that the clothes that you have can create multiple sets of things that you may need, whether dressy, whether casual. We don't need all the clothes. So think and consider creating a capsule wardrobe in your house can significantly reduce the piles that you have. Maybe you've experienced where people put clean clothes with the dirty clothes and dirty clothes with the clean clothes. Or maybe your kids like wore a shirt for like an hour at church and then they came and they put it in the dirty clothes. Things like that can be very frustrating because you're mixing the clean with the dirty and the dirty with the clean, and then you don't know anymore, or it ends up on the couch and then it ends up on the floor and then you have more piles. You don't know whether it's clean or it's dirty anymore. We're gonna stop the chaos. So teach your kids not to put the clean clothes with the dirty clothes, but make it easy for them. Think about making a basket system, something easy for them to say, hey, I can't hang this up on myself, or I don't know where to put this, or whatever, but this is a clean garment. So I'm gonna place it in this area so that I can make sure that it doesn't get mixed with the actual dirty clothes that are in the dirty bin. So we just talked about how I have my kids who have like their nice dressy clothes that they wear for church for about an hour. And those clothes I actually would be considered still clean. But that leads me into the next tip. Rewear your clothes. And this tip is not all inclusive. Not every single piece of garment can you rewear, but your jeans are rewearable. They are a sturdier material that actually doesn't need to be washed every single time you wear it. Now, I will also say, when it comes to rewearing your clothes, you reduce the amount of stretch on them as they're being put in the washer and the dryer. But also, if your garment isn't dirty, say you had a hoodie on and you went outside and you were sitting by the campfire. You didn't physically get dirty, you just sat there, but it smells a little bit. Learn to use the refresh option inside your dryer. Now, my dryer has it where it gets connected to the water hose and it sprays a little bit of water in there. It can take the wrinkles out, but it also reduces any of the smells and odors that may be on it, but there's no dirt. It's just releasing the wrinkles. And another way is if you don't have that option, you can take a wet towel, so like a kitchen towel, moisten it, put a little bit of water, or even a little hand towel, bath towel kind of thing, put a little bit of water on it, and the moisture inside the dryer is gonna help wrinkle release and take out any odors and stuff that are inside your clothes that are technically not dirty, but can refresh them. My last tip for you is to make sure that you have a laundry routine that you can follow through with every single day or every single week or every single weekend. We are all different and lead different households, but the objective is to make sure we have systems and routines to help us be more efficient in our household management, and a laundry system is a must. I personally do laundry every single day, but I am a stay-at-home mom, work-at-home mom. But when I worked in the corporate world, I didn't have the opportunity to do laundry every single day. Maybe it was every couple days. When I was even before that, and I lived in an apartment with my daughter as a single mom, I could only do laundry on the weekends because that's when I had to go to the laundromat. But I had to stick to a routine. A routine is going to make or break in anything that you're doing when it comes to your home management. Thanks for watching this video. If you're new here, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, where we talk all about cleaning, organizing, and decluttering, and systemizing your home to be more efficient.